Good morning, everyone. Welcome to King Family Farm. We're just getting ready to do some chores this morning. I have wood being delivered today. I need to get that done. And then I do have, let's turn this hose off here. And I also have just a small section of garden to finish planting, and then I have to rotate through and start weeding everything. And the weeding is like this never-ending experience. So let's get these chores done, and then we'll have a look at the garden. So we're just going to head down and do the Meat Kings, and then I have to reconnect my garden hose because I didn't want the truck that's delivering the wood to be driving over the garden hose. So it's supposed to be another really hot one today, and today it's sunny. Yesterday it was cloudy. I was able to work all day in the heat because I wasn't in the sun, but today I'm not getting that choice. These guys are enjoying their breakfast. We have 35 Bovine Brown laying hens, and we just move them around on grass. I don't let my chickens free range this time of year. They're still on grass, but they don't get to free range because they will go in my garden and dig it all up and scatter seeds everywhere, and they don't care. Yes, they're great for pest control, but they are indiscriminate. They do not care what they destroy. So once the gardens get planted, these guys get penned up. The girls have slowed down a bit in the heat, but we're still getting a good number of eggs. This is the patch of ground that I did yesterday. Here I've got carrots. There I put in beets. There's also some parsnips in here. And then I've got a couple of rows of potatoes, and then I haven't finished planting here. I'm going to finish digging out this and then get this planted as well today. It's a little late, but better late than never. We won't get a huge potato harvest, and that's okay. We're still going to get potatoes. They'll be a nice treat. We live in potato country. There's potatoes. That's all potatoes. And behind our house, it's all potatoes. They're everywhere. So I don't really worry about getting them in too late. I really enjoy Yukon Gold. Nobody grows them. So I grow myself a couple of rows, and I just enjoy them as a treat when they're ready.
These are parsnip seeds. They look like carrots when they're in their root form, but you can see these are kind of flat and disc-like. They're not really like carrot seeds. These right here, this is a carrot seed. That's a carrot seed. That's a carrot seed. And they do really look different. Most of the carrots I grow, I prefer to use these pelleted seeds. They're so much easier to space out and so much less thinning. These are beet seeds. And they're not so much a seed individually as they are a cluster of seeds. So if you plant them in the ground and you're thinking you're gone crazy because you planted them a couple inches apart or an inch apart like this, and all of a sudden you've got 3 or 4 sprouts and they seem really clustered, that's why. And it's because this little seed is actually a cluster of seeds, probably 3 or 4 actual seeds. So they do make, you can now get a hybrid that is like a mono seed. I don't buy them. These are bull's blood. I'm just not interested in spending the extra money on them mostly. And the bull's blood I can save from, but you will need to go back and thin, and that's all it is. It's just because these are more than one seed in a cluster, but they're kind of cool looking. And they do make really, really good microgreens. I enjoy these as a microgreen. Particularly these ones, I grow them out in a tray in the winter. They're really pretty, nice red shoots. So that's what beet seeds look like. Look what was delivered this afternoon. I can't even think about doing this in the heat. But it's here. It's about 4 cord. So we're getting another load in and we'll slowly stack it. This is what we're going to heat our house with. We buy a year ahead, so we won't use this year. We'll use it next year. But yeah, we just get it done for us. It's a time saver at this point, but it's still a big job. It smells wonderful though. Guys, it's the last cherry and the birds didn't find it before me. So, got everything planted today. I was able to get this bed finished. I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. So again, we have beets here, then we have carrots, different varieties with a few parsnips, and then I have 2 rows of potatoes, and then I did some green onions that I had plants left for, and quite frankly, it's a little late for some of them. For the scallions, it's not. They're like 60 days to harvest, so that's great. The bulbing onions I put in, they won't get very big. That's okay. Some harvest is better than no harvest. And then on the very end, I put some beans. Now, this year, I bought myself a new tool. And it looks kind of medieval, and I debated on buying this. I wasn't sure if I would like it. We have a lot of rocks here, a lot of glacial ledge, and while it's not intended to dig up absolutely massive rocks, this really loosens the soil without actually tilling it. And you just put it in, step on it, and pull back, and it's really easy. This soil is a little easier than some of the areas I've done, but even in my older beds that are a little more compacted, areas that have a lot more rock, because this I built up with fresh soil that's been sifted. But yeah, even the ones that are more, you can hear there's a rock right there. But this has been a great tool. It's manufactured by Bully Tools, made in the USA. It wasn't particularly cheap, which is why I've put it off for so long. But I think it's absolutely worth the money. It's gonna last. It's bolted together. The rest of it's welded, and it's just really, really well made. But it's not so heavy that I can't use it for the better part of the day. So yeah, I recommend this. I'll link it below. I bought it off Amazon. But yeah, I will link it in the show notes so you can see it. So that's kind of it, guys. That's what I did today. I'm glad I got it done. A little late getting this garden bed done, but planted is better than not planted. At the end of the day, getting some harvest is better than no harvest. So if that means your onions are a little small, you managed to get a small harvest and you're putting some of it away, that's fantastic. It's not too late for a lot of things. I wouldn't plant winter squash there like 100 days, but even here where we get frost anywhere end of September. Now, frost is getting deeper and deeper into fall here. Sometimes we've gone right until mid-October, and that's a risk I'm willing to take. So if we get a really late frost, we'll be just fine. The other issue with the onions, though, is daylight. They are daylight sensitive, so they can produce small bulbs, and they may shut down production simply because the daylight hours aren't long enough, but we'll see. But that's not the issue for the scallions, the green onions, so I'm not too worried about those. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so summer squash often is only 45 to 52 days to harvest. The yellow beans I put in today, 52 days to harvest. Now, it'll be a little bit longer because the days are getting shorter. Things will get a little cooler near the end of August, but we're still going to get something. And you would get definitely some summer squash, which is great. So I highly recommend just plopping stuff in the ground. You'll get a little bit. Don't waste your space. Just use it. Keep it well tended, and it'll be ready to go for you next year as well. So that's it for us today, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you here next time on the farm.